see those moves? Damn. I can't believe that some people are able to fight in a way like this and perform crazy stunts in a movie like that. And that's why it's always amazing to watch movies like this.
Okay.
Welcome to the Guccino's Bazaar, and I am your host, the Guccino. And if you're new here, I would like you to like and subscribe and come into the comments down below and say hello back to me.
Yeah, boy.
Today we're talking about one of my most favorite topics since I was this tiny little. Today we're talking about Kung Fu. Today we're talking about Wing Chun and way many more martial arts. And growing up, just like everybody watching this video with me today, we all grow up watching martial art movies in general. And today is the day where we talk about it. So hang on tight because this train is rolling.
Oh my god.
In the middle, you have the main character who is a master in his own fighting style, the Wing Chun, versus a bunch of people that wants to do him harm. And it's fascinating and impressive to see how training in your own fighting style helps to develop your own self. Even in a situation where somebody would be miserable in those situations, not Ip Man. Ip Man demonstrates a great performance of Wing Chun technique. His attacks are simple, but yet very powerful. And through that scene, you can also see how effective that kind of fighting style is. Let's not forget, one of the greatest martial artists in the world I call Bruce Lee. Well, Ip Man was his sensei or his trainer when he was young, and due to that, he ended up mixing the Wing Chun style to way many more other styles to make it Bruce Lee's way of fighting, which at some point in time was considered the best in the world.
The dog won't fight back, but I will.
Before we go any further into the video, I have to tell you, I will be hugely spoiling the movies called Ip Man on Netflix. So if you've never watched them and you don't want to get spoiled, I would suggest you stop the video right now. But if you want to get spoiled and it's not an issue for you, just keep on going and smash that like button at the end. Gotcha! Wing Chun is a martial art that teaches you a way of life, a way to discover your inner strength and capabilities. It is for all ages and genders. You can practice it if you are a teenager and find peace and inner strength that will build you up in life. And you can be a 65-year-old and not practice it as hard as if you were young, but it will help you exercise and keep yourself healthy. In the first Ip Man, yes, there are many of them movies, like 4 in total, I think, but we'll talk about them throughout the video. So in the first one, from the very beginning, you get to see Ip Man practice his style, and you can already see that his style is better than another master's style that wanted to test himself, and when looking at him, he miserably gets defeated. And following that, a serious foe comes to town. He comes from the north and wants to test his Nordic style against the southern styles in the city. So he goes to school after school and he defeats every master he sees and every martial arts style he can. And just when he thinks that he won, a waiter at the restaurant comes and tells him that he is not yet actually the best, because the best is Ip Man. So as long as he didn't defeat Ip Man, he's not gonna be the best yet. So he gets going to his location, to Ip Man's house, and as he gets there with a huge crowd to watch, He challenges Ip Man and he first declines because he doesn't have anything to gain from the fight. But after his wife told him that he was okay to fight, he accepted the rumble. And guess what happened? Which fighting style won? The Wing Chun or the Northern style? Ip Man is very strong, and you can see that if used perfectly, the Wing Chun can be indestructible. And the main actor called Donnie Yen is displaying some amazing moves, techniques, and attention to details in his attacks. We can feel as the audience the weight of one of his punches, and we also see how skilled he is in martial arts, the Wing Chun. And other than all the other types of martial arts you already know, Wing Chun comes in and adds itself like a true art of defense and attack, and if mastered well, it could be super deadly. And compared to a lot more martial arts where it's a lot about showing off like this and like that and whatever, they kind of forget to actually hit their opponent in the meantime. And through some couple scenes, you can see that this martial art in particular is great on one-on-one combat specifically, and it also may be used to fight many foes at the same time, but we'll see through that later in the history of this fighting style. It was created by a woman, and she specifically developed that technique because women are weaker than men in general. So by mastering this self-defense fighting style, it mostly redirects the brute force of the opponents, and at least she could have a chance against everybody if used well. For example, you have a bull running towards you, and when you try and redirect him, for example, towards the wall, and when at the same time you kind of redirect him using some kind of fancy move or whatnot, and you redirect him towards something even stronger than him, which might be able to stop him, you can actually call that Wing Chun in a way. Take that lightly. And now the question is it truly effective? And let's see about that. Can you categorize this martial arts like a specific weight class for every competitor? And through the movies of Ip Man, you discovered that it's important to be strong and of a certain weight and height. And against foes of your own size, you might win. But if you are not in the right weight class, you might literally get destroyed. For example, you are 140 pounds versus a Mike Tyson of more than 200 pounds. Oh, he's literally gonna destroy you. But in general, if everybody respects the weight classes, you might have a chance of actually winning. The style of Wing Chun is very delicate but effective. They work in a flow, a series of footwork, a lot of dodging and slipping from attacks. Then they get serious by using their opponent's weaknesses against them. And all of that is great. But nowadays, so many more new martial arts became into reality, and so many more possibilities are now became true. And we all forget one thing: there is a difference between what you see in the movies and between true reality. When you're watching, don't forget, the whole purpose of the movie is making everything perfect, making everything synchronized so that they can get that shot and that shot so that they make the movie more entertaining. So don't forget, everything is planned, but in real life, not everything is planned.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Ready, 1, 2, 3, action!
And today, if you are using Wing Chun as your only fighting style, you will literally get destroyed. For example, against a fighter of the MMA, for example, you have no chance against them. You can go check on YouTube yourself. You can type in Wing Chun versus any kind of boxing, for example, or any kind of like new martial art, for example, and you will see the demonstrations yourself. If you are already practicing another fighting style other than Wing Chun, good for you. Keep doing you, my G. And if you are thinking of a complementary fighting style to add to your first one, which can be, for example, boxing, so as a complementary, you can add a second one, and that second one can be the Wing Chun. And at that point, you will have enough training to actually learn Wing Chun properly enough. And it's super great for diversity, actually. And in general, throughout time, techniques get better and better, and more improvements are made. Some people combine styles of fighting and create new ones and new ones and new ones, to the point where in today's fighting culture, Wing Chun is only used for some of its techniques combined with other fighting styles to make it more efficient. And throughout time, you don't even know. Maybe this fighting styles we know of might completely look like beginner's mode in the future. So we'll see. But for Wing Chun, I can say that today you can use this fighting style to properly defend yourself, because it requires a lot of technique and practice, like many years of practice, to finally maybe use some of its defense techniques. But overall, nowadays you will get wiped out quick if you show one of those moves. And in situations of danger, like in a street fight, if a knife gets showed up, 80% of all of the people who are practicing Wing Chun will pee themselves, because they don't know how to react in a street fight. They only know how to fight in a well-reserved condition where they have air condition, where it's properly training mode, session, whatever. No. Fighting in the street is totally different. The rules are not the same, and there are way better martial arts that can help you fight better. Thinking that Wing Chun by itself will protect you, you are wrong, my friend. And specifically why? Let's talk business for a sec. Throughout the years, many people started to come out and teach this art of fighting, but all of them were teaching different techniques and methods to the same fighting art. Should you still call that the same? No. So throughout time, the real art of Wing Chun, I would say, has been kind of lost, and we can only find scammers in the business where they try and teach you here a method, here another method, here another method, and here another method. But they're not even teaching you the same kind of art that you are supposed to be training for. And when you think that you are learning Wing Chun, you are actually learning something else that we don't know of. The Ip Man movies are a great distraction and a great way to open up yourself on the martial arts world. They have so many action scenes, well choreographed, but still very much skilled. Ip Man in the movies is a true legend with a true sense of being humble, not like all the masters we see nowadays. Today, all the people that are supposed to take care of you and train you actually treat you like dog poop. And they don't care about you, and they will actually hurt you. Wing Chun is a great self-defense martial art in a very specific situation that real life cannot recreate. So therefore, not very practical fighting style against people nowadays. But don't get me wrong, if you're already practicing Wing Chun as a personal enjoyment, don't mind me. Do you? Keep on doing you. Don't mind nothing I said in the video. But if you think you can use this fighting style to actually protect you in real life mode, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. On that note, this is the end of the video. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about martial arts in general, and which kind of martial art are you practicing. And I would like you to comment down below the word Kung Fu if you are still watching. And don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.
This is what it is, okay?